knock out one, take a break. I'll go and then we can come back and then fresh again. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're recording.
We recorded. Hey, we're back again. It's
BAU podcast episode 40. What? Oh, just 40.
Oh,
yeah.
47,
47,
my guys. 47. BAU podcast 24/7.
40. The big 40.
Oh, I'm a 47 band.
Yeah.
No, you did.
It's 40. But guys, business as usual podcast, BAU 24/7. Let's get it.
Mantaba came prepared.
You came with notes this time. You saw my notes and let me do notes too.
I need some notes.
Let's get the notes.
I need some notes. Let's get some
notes.
Guys, let's hold on. First of all, for everyone that's been watching so far and has subscribed, a big salute, a big thank you.
But you know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say.
Don't.
You're watching but you ain't subscribed. You're subscribed but you ain't watching.
It don't cost you anything.
I know you're in one of those categories. Whichever one of those categories you're in.
You know what
to do, man. You know what to do.
Kutabo. Just shiro sharafa uli beda. Don't even, you know what I mean?
Don't even overdo it.
But let's get straight into it, bro. I've been wanting to speak about this for a minute now. Let me see what the notes are saying. Now, I know I'm gonna speak for me. I don't know about you, but for me being raised as a child back in the day.
I want to speak for you too. Can I?
You can try. And then I can.
Let's both of us are gonna speak for you. Go on.
Yeah. And you guys speak for me as well, yeah?
Don't speak for yourself.
But me raised as a child, I'm just gonna get straight into it. I knew obviously what boundaries were, what lines not to cross, and that's predominantly just how I've been raised. You know what I mean? Just on some like, if I did this or if I did that, I knew
consequences.
Poof. You know those moments where you do something, you're like, I don't even know if I want to do that because I know what happened last time. I don't even want to go there. Now, and because I wanna talk about how I was raised as opposed to how kids are being raised in this generation, and how kids are getting away with a lot of more things, and how parents are giving their kids more of a layaway. It's getting hot in here, no doubt, yeah?
Yeah, but like ever so slightly. I was trying to do it calmly, but then now you hot me up.
No.
Now everybody knows what I'm trying to do.
I think you did it a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah?
It's okay, son.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I
want to do it there. But how, like, I know I always knew. So if I knew, son of Samania, I don't want to go there. Now, my point is this. I knew what the boundaries were, and as a child, I knew what lines not to cross, of course. Now, as time goes on, I've noticed that a lot of the new generation parents, when they grow up, they're like, you know what, I think it's good. I got some ass whooping back then, or this and that. I don't want to raise my child this way. And it's cool. Like, I'm not out here trying to say, go the kasar, or, you know what I mean, beat your child up. But I feel like parents are giving a lot of layaway and a lot of, like, you know what I mean, kids are getting away with a lot of more things. So let me give you an example. Punishment nowadays is, you're not gonna be on your iPad and you're not playing your PlayStation. But that's
a tough punishment, though.
It's a tough because they're so used to it. But they still get to maybe watch TV, or they maybe still get to be in their living room. Or is that included?
Then you're doing it wrong. TV should be included as well.
Chat to me about your experience, like how
TV should be included as well. When they're being disciplined. See, here's the thing, right? But the older generation, that's because you're going to and that's all they know. But I feel like you can get a lot done in terms of raising kids without having to put hands on them. Okay. So I think the new generation is not because they're saying we got beaten up, so we're not going to beat up our kids and I think what they're trying to do is, what are the other alternatives to just the because that's usually the go-to. Hold on, hold this, you get me? But so in time, and what I would even add to that, when you are because even from a deen standpoint, you see what I'm saying? So even from a deen standpoint, you can have a lot of authority and respect from your child. Like, you can have authority over your child and a lot of respect from them just by tone of voice, your action,
face expression, even the face expression, just like that.
But to get there, you now have to have set up a system or a foundation for it to. So now they know when you look at them a certain way, or when you talk to them a certain way, they know, okay, that my parents are serious right now, rather than because a lot of times you don't even get your point across with and dagal. Anyway, it just puts fear in them, but it only puts fear in them there and then. As soon as they get older or get past a certain age or certain stage in their life, that's light, marka, and they just take that on the chin and then keep it moving anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like you cultivating an attitude of, it's just a little quick beating and then carry on anyway. So as in, but from that beating, nothing. They just know from the beating, like, of course it has set some people straight, but I feel like anyone that was raised with just their mindless abuse, they just for no explanation, no nothing. For no reason. And there's nothing else behind it, and there's no deeper thing behind it. To make a family. Like if there was a slight beating that came with it, and not an abusive thing, but just calm, a calm thing, and then you can kind of discuss what a calm beating is, but whatever that is. But like in the ones that had a little bit more than just I think from the previous generation.
I like the part where you said, they know when you're serious and when you're not serious, and I feel like when you're serious at all point, and I've seen this in a lot of mothers, by the way, where they shout in, Adi, don't jump on there, get down now, and then he's still jumping, and then she might just ignore him. And I've seen this so many times, to a point where they don't know the difference between
shopping somewhere, in Tesco.
Exactly. Don't touch that. And the next thing you know, the guy is still running. Get off the bread. And he's still running. He's still running. And
now he's on top of a loaf of bread, like
sitting on the croissants and stuff. And then they don't know the difference between like when they're actually serious and when they are not serious. Now, me, I'll be honest with you, like, I've come from an era, like, and it depends on what I did as well. Like, if I went out, if I did something and it was so bad, like, okay, I wouldn't say ass whooping, but I got some whooping, and I knew moving forward, hey, I'm not gonna go there again. So I got to a stage where I didn't actually enjoy the punishment. What I mean by that, being sent to my room.
Who enjoys the punishment?
No, actually being sent to your room and be like, oh, you're gonna be in your room for the whole day. I rather wanted to get the whooping out of the way, and that would have been like
so
2-3 minutes of like,
exactly. Doesn't that then show you that there is other more effective methods than just wahdil?
Exactly.
That should be that should be the exact.
And the thing is, for example, my mom knew that me going to my room would have had more effect on me than her just, just give me a couple of slaps.
Exactly.
So I enjoy that myself better. But from your
basically they get out of the way, keep it moving, rather than now you're in some sort of a little timeout, you're up and like,
and now I'm missing out on my friends outside. I can't play ball no more. Now
when people in today's society, when people are saying you're on timeout or you're in no corner or you're in whatever, because it's more effective. Imagine sitting there and thinking about, God damn it, man, I'm missing out on this, I'm missing out on that. Everyone's out having fun. You look out the window and everyone's like, oh snap, let's go and now I'm in here doing nothing. I think it's more effective, man, because it hurts deeper than just a quick, that little gig is done after a couple of minutes. I mean, they'll keep on doing it. Like this one, it lets you sit with your thoughts, bro.
And also, would you also agree that mothers have, as opposed to fathers, will give their kids more of a be more lenient on them because their emotions is still attached to whatever they doing, so they might feel bad if they cook or if they get some sort of a whooping, as opposed to the father, because the father can, from my experience, what I've seen, like fathers can detach their emotions and be actually, sometimes you want to do stuff that you don't want to do.
But that's because fathers are more, mothers are more around their children, typically than fathers are. Because you go more, they're shock or whatever else they're doing, they're more on about, so in the households typically where there is a mom and a dad, usually the dad is they're hopefully working hard for the family, so they don't see much of him. So I feel like sometimes it's a bit tricky with that one. Do you know why? You can have fathers that come back and they still got energy to cook and and there's people that will come home and they were like they've had a long day and happy to be calm with. So even if they know it, they're still nice to them. But at the same time, it's the same with mothers. There's some mothers that all day and there's some all day so therefore we understand more. So I think it's just more of a personality and a person thing rather than it being a, you know what I mean? Like there's not a one way, all of them, like, you know what I mean, one shoe fits all ma. It's more of a their upbringing, their mentality, their lifestyles. But I don't know, it's
I get it because even in my collab with kids that are growing up and they hit the age of, I think me, when I started hitting 11, 12, I was doing some stuff, bro. When I mean some stuff, like
Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah, if you guys haven't watched it, make sure you check out that episode, you know what I mean?
We're practicing for the Backstreet Boys meet and that. So?
But my point was, I knew, I forgot what I wanted to say now. What was I going to say?
With the Backstreet Boys, I threw you off in it.
No, but when I was 12, I was out shopping, but I was out and getting little essentials and stuff like that, and that's how I was raised, because I was obviously in the Madana, I was the eldest, like just getting a few errands, like go errands, whatnot, and this from 12, bro, like from 11 I remember. I remember going to the cash point for the first time, and that's me only trying to beg my mom and say, I can do this. I've been with you so many times. Let me try hard. Let me try.
So what? As in responsibilities to sell hoodie, and that kind of helped you.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like a flat from there, because obviously where we lived in Holland, you know, everything was very, very close by. So the flat we lived in and the shop or the bank that I was going to, literally, even my school, it could literally, my mom could see the school playground, the building of the school right from the flat.
So
does that make sense?
Yeah, so it was kind of safe.
Yeah, it was safe. So I think it took a couple of days, but I finally convinced my mom. I was like, let me do this. Let me go to the bank and let me get money out. I think I got, but again, there was no euros about, so it was like 10 guilder. That was the currency anyways. So I got that out, and my mom was watching me, and that was like literally, okay, I'll pass the first test. Okay, you can do this, you know what I mean?
And then the responsibility gets added on. But like, how into this? Is this because you reckon that those little small things that your mom built your confidence up with has helped you mature a little bit more?
Mature, not only mature, but mature faster. Mature at the age where when I was 13, 14, now I was going Aldi or whatever and coming back with a taxi, bear in mind, actually doing the shopping. So it was actually that I wanted to do it, but nowadays, the reason why I brought this up is now when I see 16-year-old and 17-year-old, they still getting babied somehow. Like they can't, is it because where we live at? Is it because, you know, the time has changed? It's not as safe as it was before?
I think it's a lot of that. It's a lot of things there. The times are not the same, so it's not as safe. Different countries north are different, their energies way as well.
Right.
Kind of just what you hear. And I also think maybe some people baby them because they don't want them in the streets. So in the street or migrants that they're being introduced to certain lifestyles, or rather you stay home, stay put, stay safe for me. And that breeds a little bit less responsibility, because then now everything is being provided to you, everything's being handed to you. So I think it's a natural thing that comes with the times that we're living in today. It being not safe, it being a lot of them. I'm gonna say, so I get it. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's a bit of a
I think it's the same thing with obviously carrying mobile phones, because like I didn't have a mobile phone at that age, so it's like you see 10-year-old, you see 9-year-old carrying an iPhone. No, I wouldn't say it's too young, only because it's the worry in the parent. Like if they don't know where the child is, or if they haven't come home at a certain time where they're supposed to come from, they want to be able to hit them up. Before, I never understood that. I was like, these little 9-year-old, 10-year-old carrying iPhone 11 and 12s, bro. Like literally. And then it's, but I understand, I get it. Why? Because it's the worry, it's the safety. And European countries are more safe, apart from UK Kasar. When we look at other European countries, they are more safe, you know. You see kids just playing the playground, whatnot, and so on and so on.
But still till now, yeah?
Huh?
Till now?
Yeah. Like, well, I haven't been. I'm not saying it's still exactly the same, but to a certain extent, it's still a lot more safe than it is in the UK.
Okay.
That's what I would say. But again, but I feel like, how can you go about still trying to mature your child, especially when it's a boy, and mature him more into a manly thing, but at the same time
keep him safe.
Throw me that alley.
It's tricky. There's no right or wrong answer for it. I think it's just, if there's more. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. I know when it comes to kids, right? You can't have everything. So one or two things, but that's what you can have. So you hold on to those things. And what I mean by that is, you're not gonna get someone who is dhaqankii ku fiican, afkii garanaya, diinta ku fiican. You see what I'm saying? Schoolkii ku fiican, akhlaaq ku fiican, who's not like, as in, that's a perfect child. Perfect in a maturity. But what you can do is you can pick and choose and say, okay, do you know what? Waxaan ka maarmi karaa that they're not speaking proper Somali if I have a child who's academically good, so they gain a good education. Or you can say, education as long as diintiisu ku fiican. You get what I'm saying? And stays home. So it's like, you have to kind of pick and choose what qualities do you, because they're not going to have all of them, and they can't have all of them, and you can't get them to have all of them. So there's something that's always going to be missing. So it's up to you to kind of figure out, what don't I mind that's missing. So as an example, you can have kids that are really good with dinta, maybe really good with education, but responsibility was and they're not, like, you know what I mean, they're not that independent, and because the way everything has been done for them. You know what I'm saying?
So the priorities are listed differently. Okay.
And socially they're not that great because they're a school, and then they just come home. And then for the most part, gaming, whatever they're spending their time on at home. So it then turns into a question of how they. And of course, if our number one concern should be safety, should be deen, then I understand why a lot of people go down that route. Does that make sense? So, but there is no right and wrong. You just have to pick which one is it that and then focus on those. But what you should, and you will see, somehow, if you look around, is then other areas back at them, and that's natural as well. That's just because that's where I focus. You see what I'm saying?
The fact that you just said actually speaking the language as well, I've seen mothers that actually find it difficult to communicate with their child because they are speaking nothing but English, and they're actually speaking English, but then the mother is responding in Somali, and then he understands, and then he responds in So apart from Deen, what do you think? Do you think it's important in Afghan Bartan or for them to learn the actual language, or where are you at with that?
Personally, I think my priorities would be Deen, Akhlaq before language. I couldn't.
That's why I said apart from Deen.
But that's my main focus. So if that means that they're not going to be good with the Somali language,
but they got this covered,
but they have the other side covered. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me is more important. And then after Deen to the Haistana, I reckon it's a split between education and the Hidiyah Dakhan. You see what I'm saying? But once again, you can't have both. So if I have to now prioritize which one above the other, then for me, it would be education.
Yeah, of course.
So you can see how naturally most people would go, oh yeah, that makes sense. How to do A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, your priorities, right? So if they then want to cut the batak, and of course you can do little things. You can you can do little things like teach them a little word here, a little word there, encourage them to speak a little Somali and stuff like that. But of course, what you're talking about is a whole different animal, because I know I can speak English and I can speak Somali. So I won't have that same problem as our generation, our parents, because they didn't have the option to switch over. They only had Somali, and if the kid is in school learning English and he's socializing learning English, comes home speaking English, and unless fahmin, that's a whole nother animal. But I'm not in that scenario. If I was in that scenario, it would be tough, because what do you do? And maybe marka language should be like a very important thing, because the hadith between your child and your thingy. What else did you bring them? If how can you see what I'm saying? So we go into a whole super heavy, deep topic. I know I was trying to keep things light.
No, you got very serious, almost like emotional. Like I see you.
Not even that. Let's just talk about some kicks, some trainers. You know what I mean? The weather, your World Cup is mad. little Messi and that doing his thing. I don't know how that man is. Islami Hareisa. What is that now?
Islami Hareisa bama he or the yashi man kala we're gonna keep that.
Pray for our parents.
But what the shout out to Messi winning the World Cup.
What the World Cup was nasty last night. Chat to me, man. I'm not even a big football guy. You know that. I'm not. I don't watch football.
What are you watching the World Cup? I was like, what?
Or the World Cup's going card, but usually it's kind of from semi.
Same here. I don't watch the quarter-final moving forward.
I don't think a final I've missed in a minute.
Now, to Messi, the fact that it was his last one, regardless, it was
last one. What?
His last World Cup.
Why?
Yeah, he's retired. He's 35 now. The next one is going to be in 3 years. Well, yeah, 3 years from now, because this one, it's going to be in 3 years. So he's going to be what, 38? But the fact that he won it now. So usually when you get to that age, obviously at 38, it'll be very tough to play. He might be still able to play for clubs, but in the sense of country, I don't know. But he did say, obviously, it was his last World Cup. Same with Cristiano Ronaldo. He's 37 now. He's going to be 38 in February, so it's his last World Cup as well. So that's why it was more like
and that's his predictions, or they said, yo, this is our last.
Yeah. And it makes more sense. Because it makes more sense because there's only a very few that are still, unless you're a goalkeeper, you don't have to move around much. You can still make it to 40.
Goalkeepers don't move around much.
Yeah. But I mean, they're not as much as running up and down the field there. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but the fact that
the knees and that.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Messi. But other than that, man, yeah, man.
If you could tell Messi anything since last night's performance, so let's say Messi is watching you right now.
Absolutely goat. Absolutely goat.
I'm gonna complete that sentence. If he's watching you right now,
he's not watching me, bro.
No, but if he was, you never know, bro. He might just come across this and go, hey, let me just click on it.
Messi goat. But
that's it.
Messi is absolutely goat.
No heartfelt message, nothing.
Nah, Messi is absolutely a goat, bro. And I feel like he deserved it because he was the only one missing from the cabinet, the only trophy. So let's say Makokala Euros.
All the leagues, all
the trophies, every trophy that you can get, he got it. Even best player, I think he got it like 5 times. Best player in the world, 5 times. So it's like, the only one that was missing was the World Cup. And bear in mind, he's been playing for Argentina since he was 19 there.
In his 30s,
35, so he hasn't won it. So the fact that he won it on the last tournament there, that is absolutely crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay, but quick question. If you could send a message out to Backstreet Boys right now.
Backstreet Boys, give me a new choreography, man. I need a new song.
Moves in that.
Yeah, I need new moves, man. You know what I mean? You know the ones. You know what I mean? I need the. You know what I mean?
The old elbow, arm up, elbow, arm up. Yeah, that's
and all
of
this. You know what I mean? All of that. Yeah. We're done with that, man. Other than that, man, how was your day, man? How was your day?
That's how you know we got nothing.
Yeah.
We got nothing.
Yeah.
Once the weather lets with you, how your day was.
Yeah.
You don't care about my day. That's okay. I don't care about my day.
Yeah.
So why would you care about my day?
So take your time.
No. What I got nothing on my day. Day's calm. Yesterday was yesterday. Like the day just started now.
How was your weekend?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Solid weekend. It went for a run. Trying to get back into it. Watched the match.
How many days been off?
Off what?
Was it just yesterday? The workout? Okay.
Almost since Monday, I was either in the gym or I was going for runs.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to a stage now where I'm doing 2 a days. So either run in the morning, gym in the evening, or gym in the morning, run in the evening. But like, I want to build up to that because it always starts small, small steps.
No, I get it.
So I thought my most important thing is just getting one workout out of the way a day, and each one now I kind of approach it as, instead of being there, trying to go, oh now I have to do this. I just go, how do I feel? So I might just feel like doing a 4K run. I might feel like doing a quick gym session, and by quick I mean it might be like half an hour, 40 minutes, or it might be an hour.
At least you got it done.
But it's getting done.
Yeah, at least you
and
turned
always
up.
energy, your mindset, how you feeling that day, the time, like how you're gonna perform that day. You see what I'm saying? But this is only during the build up. Once I get to the stage there where I was doing 2 a days, marca is like what there's a minimum marca, and so even the runs can never go under 5k. So even on the shittiest day, I used to do like 6 on my runs. Hadikala, we're doing there almost upwards of 20k there in one run, and multiple times a week there. You see what I'm saying? If not every single day you're running. That kind of length. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not always 20. Okay, I'd say tip on average I was running between 12 and 16k. That was all day, every day. If I'm running every day, whatever.
I'm still with the ducks here. I'm on the 3k. Well, even making
No, you build up there. You build up.
I was like on 3k, 4k max that I did.
No, you build up there. Mind you, a whole year for me to get there. So it wasn't like and that's why now I can't just go back to that. You have to build up. And that's the thing. One thing that's amazing about exercise in general, however, you can't it doesn't matter how fit your parents were, how fit your brothers are. If you're not putting in the work yourself, you can't just like what's the word? Inherit. I can't say, yo, here, take some of my fitness, go. I mean, you have to build up to that. Meaning, if you don't keep it up, I think that's the beauty of it. So now that I haven't ran in consistently for a while, I am now having to start, not literally from scratch, because they're a little bit of experience, but you are starting at a base point again, and I'm building up to that. You see what I'm saying?
Hota, how many of you have downloaded the app there? You know what I mean? The 75 hard. How many of you have downloaded the app?
They don't need to download it. That's what we said. We said you don't have to. I said we put it on the Discord, which I haven't done, so bear with me on that one. But we're gonna put it on the Discord if you want to keep up with like an accountability, like a tracker, or times, whatever you want to call it. Then the app is available for you. You see what I'm saying? And it costs a couple of pounds. It's not even that expensive. And it's a one-off thing that you pay, and that's it. Somehow, so it's almost like a little reminder for the 75 days. But to be honest with you, it says on the app or just the course, the challenge itself, you have to do 2 a day, 45 minutes, and I'm building up to that. Even though I started it, I'm still building up to that. I'm not there yet. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, what, 5-6 days in, something like that, 7 days
already in? Or you went in 5-6 days of running?
No, exercising. But I'm saying I'm not doing 2 exercises a day. I get it. It's just 1 a day. Once I get comfortable, then 2 every other day, and then 2 a day. You see what I'm saying? You're building up to it. Build that little stamina on that.
But guys, obviously if you have your take on what we've discussed so far in this episode, leave a comment in below, and be happy to answer those. Other answer, yeah. But make sure you do, and obviously if you've made it this far there, you know what I mean, make sure you hit that like, you know what I mean, it's going to do a lot. It's free. Make sure you subscribe, and yeah, man.
How important is money? How important is money?
It depends there what angle you're.
It just
money brings a lot of solutions to a lot of problems. In a sense, a lot of people could be happy without money, but if you, for example, I don't know, I was trying to actually give an example, but I don't know. But you see where I'm trying to go with this. It actually just,
it brings solutions to problems. That makes sense. Okay. Can you be happy without money? Of course you can.
Of course.
They want from an angle of how important or how much is money loved. Everybody wants money. Of course they do, because we need money. You see what I'm saying? Just for you to be able to do anything almost today requires money. But what I know in the sense of what's more important, because sometimes it's like when your freedom is risked for money. Is it freedom? The jail. Go rob a bank trying to get money, and then now you're in jail instead, right? So your freedom is risked for money, or your health. So I'm gonna work this job that's like
paying so much.
It's
like
paying
£25 an hour. But you're breaking your back.
But it's the hours, and you're doing the 80 plus hours, and you're getting crazy money, but you don't have time to spend it, and your health is deteriorating. So now your health is at risk for money. waxaan ku keenay I feel like all money is not like not all money is good money. Go on.
Like when I was back home, bro, I've seen
the Hargeisa trip. Jeez. Chat about it, man. Talk to me.
I've seen families literally living in Aqal Somali. If anyone doesn't know what Aqal Somali is, it's one of those, you know, it's literally made out of some sort of a €10 bambana, but they actually handmade it themselves. So they use ropes, they use plastic, whatnot.
Any material they can find.
Any material, and then they make it out of that. They actually do
some nice ones.
Oh man, is this actually... You guys actually
one of those.
Yeah, but and what I mean by that is they literally living in one of those, and then inside there they've got 2 small rooms. Does that make sense? So they divided it into 2. So maybe the parents be on this side and then the kids be on this side. Although my point is, like the way they are happy, the way they look like nothing is bothering them in life. You see kids that don't have nothing to play with, no toys, no nothing, but they'll use probably stone. Like not even stone, like probably like maybe socks or like maro that is wrapped up and making a football out of that and playing happy, laughing.
Why are you saying they don't play with stones? Have you not seen that little game current a lot? What was that game called?
No, but I was getting to the football thing, but okay, cool.
The other one that said the hammer for the hamba into mid I forget what it's called.
I don't even know that game. Okay, you know more than me.
But, yeah. So talk to me, Horta, because now you mentioned going back home. Talk to me about the experience, because obviously you haven't been there in a while. Before that, you see what I'm saying? So almost what a point when you go in there where you almost like but because it has of course changed so much since the last time you were there. It's been 10 years somehow before. 14 years. Yeah. All right, so let's so from a point of view of someone who's watching right now who has not been there or just as long time that's in a spot where they're like, yo, this is almost my first time. What were you thinking as far as expectations? Did any of that meet your expectations when you actually got there? In terms of how people are living, in terms of weather, how to get there, you know, the standards. Do you know a lot of the technology and stuff like that? What were you expecting before you went? And obviously, Hareisa as well. So I know you weren't completely like, oh, I don't know what's going on down there.
Yeah.
But compared to when you see it, it's a different experience. So, a little couple words on that.
Before I went there, I had a certain image in my head, you know what I mean? And you always have that image of how you left the place last. So you're like, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how... Because when I was over there last time, there was a lot less traffic. But on top of that, there was no traffic rules, like no rules for any, if you commit any certain traffic violation, there were no rules or nothing. So what I realized is when I obviously touched down, and I touched down the first time, I realized everyone is trying to make money. So yes, people will help you, and that will never change. And because back then when I went, that was the same thing, but it's more now. To a point where...
What do you mean people will help you? With what?
Will help you.
If you're trying to make money down there?
No, people will help you and then we'll expect some sort of change regardless.
Oh,
you know
okay,
what I mean?
So it's
little
like... tip or collect little from me sign.
Yeah, so you could have your
like
tire...
low change.
That's where it started.
From the airport,
From the airport, there's these brothers that have these uniform, whatever, and then they just take your luggage or whatever. They just took it, and I'm like, oh, that's nice of you, you know what I mean? And next thing
that's
I know,
a great service.
Yeah. Next thing I know, you know, my passport was being asked for, and then what they do is they don't give you the passport back until you've paid the landing. Obviously, when you land, there's some sort of a charge. So when you enter Hargeisa,
so the other
they charge you like
there's a fee for that.
Yeah, so when you land there, basically when you enter...
Shouldn't the airline pay? Man said, you got
your hair saved, right? Yeah, pay up. I think it's like $50 or $60 if I remember correctly. That's a lot just to enter. And back then, it was like just to pass through. When you're leaving, however, it's calm. When
you ain't got it now?
You know what I mean?
What if you say, I ain't got $50?
No, do you know what? No, but here's the thing. They keep hold of your passport. Because the first thing they do is they take your luggage and then... Yeah, but you just...
But without your passport?
Without your passport. So that's still...
crazy.
So what they do is they take your passport, pretending like they're checking you in or something. I'm a nigga check in, I've just landed, brother. How you gonna check me in,
I'm already
bro?
checked in.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, man. So that's number one. Number two is obviously with taxi drivers, there's taxi. Last time I was there was no taxi drivers like that. Now they've got these Ubers or whatever, and they'll stop.
It's like Ubers,
yeah. So what they do is, if you just stick your hand out and then they pull over, you tell them how much do I go to, how much for going there and there. Bro, the first time, because obviously when I landed, I didn't want to drive straight away, so I want to get a grip of the city, how it was. For the first month I wasn't driving,
with traffic and that, trying to get used to
the
the
traffic
energy.
was super crazy, like super crazy. Like there's people walking left, right corner, there's no footpath, goats here, then you got
like it's all in all, it's a beautiful experience.
It was very nice.
And did it exceed your expectations, or was it less than what you expected?
Oh, it was beautiful.
More
man.
than you expected.
No, it was beautiful, man.
Yeah?
It's just one thing I've always understood is
you've done a documentary, no?
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like that. And one slick hand, mate.
One slick hand.
You don't have to do that low.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the documentary.
Our documentary was what about the actual experience over there, or?
Yeah, they're a little there, so people can go watch the documentary.
Yeah.
If you had to, a little quick pitch of that scene, like someone to go watch it, what's it about, what you
this
get.
This documentary was obviously about the fire in the Wahim market, and where a lot of businesses, I think over like 20,000 stalls burned to the ground.
25 stalls?
No, 20,000.
20,000 stores.
Yeah,
Is it that big?
Yeah, it's very big.
Stores, like market stores.
Yeah. But then they also had business places that burned down, actually buildings and stuff like that, burned to the ground. So if you want to check it out, it's on Unpacked on my YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. And
but subscribe to BAU, but like go watch the documentary and then unsubscribe from his channel as well. So.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
No, that's hard. So, what I even say you up the cleanest I leave, don't do that, man. I'm here.
Maka, but one thing I've noticed, just in general, being a Hargeisa, you can never, you know, be on the same page with people. You know what I mean?
You can never be on the same page.
Yeah. So people don't know about timing. I'll be honest with you. They don't know about
timing today. I mean,
timing,
showing up
like,
on time.
Showing up on time, never. Don't ever. If you go there and you meet up with someone from there and they tell you they're gonna be there at 8, they ain't gonna be there at 8. They'll probably be there at midday. Trust me on this.
Oh, that happens. That happens in London too. That's just the middle thing. Really. That's just if your skin is dark.
Yeah.
Plus 1 hour.
But you know what, guys? I've got so much more to say about the Hargeisa experience, but I'm obviously going to leave that for another episode. So what we do is
juicy gossip.
Yeah. So what we do is at the end of every episode, I might just throw a little
teaser.
Yeah, and then we'll just.
Like, have you thought about doing like a little follow up to your documentary, just to kind of some behind the scenes, not from the footage from there, but just some. I'm gonna say you kind of chatting about some of the experiences you've had, certain things people should look out for, almost like a little guide so people can have the best experience when they go. You see what I'm saying? Whether that's to do with hotels,
think about it, I'll be
whether
honest.
it's to do with food spots and good places to go to, whether it's to and the best places to go to and what to look out for, what sort of entertainment by Meshiela today. So like if a young guy is going down there, what can he expect? Like what sort of spots by Meshiela? I mean, and I think you can do that as a little series, like a little. Rakeem's travel guide to Hargeisa.
Oh, yeah. You almost disrespected the thing, bro.
You might have gone Bro. You never went Bro.
Okay.
Come on, man. Rakeem's guide to Berbera, Rakeem's guide to Hargeisa, and it's like a little 6-part series. So the first one will be food spots, the second one will be blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? I got you there. I know that's what I'm here for, man. Huh?
One thing I'm gonna say though, and I'm gonna boil it down to this, is when you do go over there and you go out, don't go out on your own. Make sure you go with someone that actually lives in Hargeisa or wherever you're going. If you're going Buru, make sure you go with someone, a family member, just to get a grip of all the shops so you don't get ripped off and any places you go to, because they know about the spots. So
and what, they'll rip you off because we're Harke and so they're gonna overcharge you.
Nice, they just look you up and down and then they just do the calculation quick.
Triple.
Yeah. They're gonna
times that by 3 one time.
So that's one thing that I've learned. Obviously, like it's always good to go with some sort of a family member. Don't even go with some sort of your boy or that lives there. Go with a family member, and yeah, man, you'd be good. Don't go by yourself though, because you're gonna get ripped off.
But like to go back to money, and back there, everyone's trying to make money. There's a lot of good businesses.
There's a lot of opportunities.
Opportunities as well.
Do you know what the crazy thing is? You see a building that's actually in the process of getting built. It's already been taken. That's like how
100%.
fast. Already Walakate, someone is already ready to move in. They've got their business ready. They're just waiting for this building to finish.
It's like
and
office
then-
buildings, okay.
Yes.
And then they already sort of what
It's-
opportunity I mentioned because in the
So-
sense of the BAU, the Magransa, these are people. Here's how I imagine that kind of down to be people that want to improve themselves, right? Financially, mentally, spiritually, all of that, right? So right now, if they wanted to invest back home, is there like would you suggest people to go and have a look, or do you
Yes,
think you can
yes.
scare in someone and throw a little change down there and you might actually be able to get some money back from your investment?
Okay.
What's the best way to invest is my question.
The best way to do it is for you to go there yourself physically and have a look, analyze the place, speak to a couple of peoples, and don't listen to everyone, because anyone that you ask for help from there would say, let's say I live
Everyone's
over
an
there.
expert.
Yeah, no. Let's say I live over there. I was born and raised and still live in Hargeisa.
Sure.
And now you come there and you meet me. Oh, I want to open up a garage business or whatever. What do you think? That's a super dope idea. Yeah, you should go for it.
People that don't know better.
No, but you know why they do this? It's all about the money. This goes back to money. All they want, all they seeing is the money. They just want opportunities. So if they can grab it, they're not gonna look for your best interest. No, family is calm, but even certain family members, of course, you want to look out for. I'll be honest with you. You just
Can't trust anyone.
because
You can't just trust anyone.
I'm sure
but
you
can
probably
trust.
haven't certain family members that you've never seen in your life, and now you've met them, and this person might be Adero or Aptio, and you know, even those could rip you off. And this is me just being respectfully honest. You know what I mean? And this happens for everyone. But yeah, make sure you go over there, analyze the place. That's number one. Number two, look what's around there, because a lot of people tend to open up the same business ideas. So if you're going to open up a restaurant, you want to look at a restaurant that has never been opened before. You don't want to open up the same restaurant. Bro, do you see the amount of people that open up these
There'll be 10
markets?
different ones, 20.
While there's 40 right next to each other, and you're just like, there's no chance.
Who's got the best fruit? Not price, because it's roughly the same price as well, no?
Yeah, but sometimes you can undercut them. Even that is not much of a difference, you know what I mean? I'm not going to travel from here to all the way there just because that one is $1 cheaper. For me, it's convenient. I'd rather just buy it here. So,
especially if they're all the same standard as well.
Exactly.
If they all do say I'm a sign that's not nice, of course, you're going to walk about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's interesting, man.
So,
but for anyone that wants to invest, do you know what would be crazy dope? If someone made an investment platform where people can see what they're investing in, their paperwork officially.
Hey, don't copy.
What's that?
You copyright. Hey, we copyright.
Yeah, but it requires
I'm
people
joking.
down there and people up here all the shaqaina. And that's going to be,
Each a chibi. No,
no,
don't.
a
Hold that
website,
thought.
a business like that, a business idea like that. So it's easier for people to invest, but there's some sort of a guarantee too. That's hard to do, bro.
Do you know the business that I really, really like back home?
And you can even predict when you can start seeing some change coming back from your investment.
Do you know the one I like is the currency exchange business, where they have some sort of a number that you call.
But isn't everyone doing that?
Now a lot of people are doing that. But it's almost you just sitting up on your feet, wallahi, and then you could probably get like 2 or 3 bags a month just come in, just from currency exchange. And people do that through the phone. No, not that you actually have your own number, you have your own company. So what you do is, if you have, let's say, $10 in your phone, and now you want to change that to land, you call this number, that's 6-digit, press star, boom, and then it changes for you. But that number you call, number you call has a certain company. Does that make sense? But now a lot of people do it. You got stickers on everywhere, even on the buses, like currency exchange type of energy. But yeah, man, let me not spoil the moment while don't worry, I'm gonna tell you guys more. But yeah,
check out the Unpacked channel, keep an eye on that.
Don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe, don't like any of the videos. But like there's gonna be some content but like that at some point when you get around to it, of course, inshallah.
Inshallah, just for the right time. Yeah, it'll be super dope, obviously, to at some point to get back on it. But everything
yeah, of course.
So but yeah,
that'll be hard, man.
Yeah,
I think there's people who can fade the lie as well.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They're either in terms of business or in terms of whatever they can see the value there.
And here's the thing, people are very, very, you think they're really, really nice, they're really looking out for you, but you gotta look past that. You know what I mean? Not everyone is. I'm not saying everyone is bad. No, I'm not saying I'm not saying everyone is bad, but just be very wary, be very cautious of who you talk to, who you hang around with, or who you associate yourself with. Just be very, very cautious, because everyone is going to be your friend when you're from abroad. That's just the sad truth, bro.
Of course.
Everyone wants to be your friend. So yeah, man, just be careful with that, man. But with that being said, this is a wrap up. If you've made it this far, yet again, it's another BAU 24/7
episode 4. Okay, bye.
This is your boy Rakeem.
It's me. Bye bye.
Say hello, Lina.
Bye.